Hello, Jonathan. Welcome to Hardcast.
Hello, Billy. It's great to be here.
So, I would like to congratulate you on your stunning victory. You came in first on the New England Pre-Modern Autumn Regional 2025 on Green Red Goblins.
Thank you. It still feels kind of surreal.
It feels surreal. You have played in one of our events before, though, right?
I did. Yeah, the last major event I played was the Winter Regional.
And you played Blue Green Madness, is that right?
I did.
Yeah, I did a little bit of research. But you had said, man, I don't even know where to start. Okay, so let's go back. We have a few episodes that were like a bit more successful. So congratulations on your victory. We're going to do a tournament report. We're going to talk about your deck. But I also want to talk a little bit about you. So my first question is, what is the first booster pack that you remember opening?
The first booster pack that I remember opening was probably Ice Age. I opened a lot of packs when I was a kid. I'm not sure which one was the first, but Ice Age sticks out in my memory.
So,
yeah,
you've been playing Magic for a long time then.
Well, I played when I was a kid, and I was cracking packs. I was probably in first or second grade.
Okay, so
and
still like
I don't think I was smart enough to play Magic.
Yeah, like still like learning how to read. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we thought the packs, we thought the cards were really cool. I remember hanging out in my friend's room and just putting them all out on the carpet and trading them and reading them and fantasizing about being able to play the game.
Sure. Did you have like an older sibling or something like that, like get you into it? Did you see it at camp or at school?
It was definitely at camp. I was going to camp since I was probably 6 or 7 years old. We used to go to family camp.
Sure.
And then we started going to boys' camp. It was a Y camp in New Hampshire called Camp Dakota. I recommend it.
Okay.
And yeah, we used to play on the tabletops there. And yeah, it was my friend Jimmy was, I think, one of the guys that I used to collect with when I was a kid.
So you were a little tot and you're playing Ice Age, playing Alliances, getting Homelands packs for $1.99.
And I still have a Fallen Empires pack that I
really
saved.
Hell yeah.
All these years, yeah.
And then you as you grew up, did you play like continuously until now? Did you have a spike era? Did you try to qualify for the Pro Tour? Like, what's the background there?
Never had a spike era. I think at that time I had started to figure out the game and sort of brew my own decks that I would take to camp and play on the picnic tables. And I remember vividly the moment that made me quit playing Magic. And it was a kid who probably had some kind of meta deck. I didn't know anything about competitive Magic, but he came in with a hot like Slivers deck and just crushed my homebrew in front of everybody. And
yeah. I remember an intense feeling of like injustice when Slivers was being played. It was just like, what can I do? Like I got like my Terror or my Dark Banishing or whatever. And this is before I knew Swords to Plowshares, whatever was good. And being like, I can't do anything. Like this guy's they get bigger and bigger. I can attack, he just won't block. And then like all of a sudden his whole side is six sixes. I'm fucked.
Yeah, it did seem like kind of an unfair archetype. And I didn't think Slivers looked that cool either.
Yeah.
So I was like, this feels icky. But I didn't know anything about the game. I probably had like a 5-color deck and I was trying to cheat out like a Nicol Bolas with a Dragon Arch.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea.
So Dragon Arch, that's Apocalypse.
Yep.
So then you quit playing Magic. You were mad about Slivers.
It was right around the time the new Borders came out.
Okay.
And I was probably on and off with it because I had a lot of cards. I have like a lot of Odyssey and Torment and Mercadian Mass cards in my bulk. And yeah, I think the Slivers was like right around the new borders came out. Somebody gave me a grip of new border cards that I had in there.
Yeah. Then, so you quit, but you're back again. Is this your first? Is coming back into pre-modern your first like return to Magic?
Not quite, pretty much, but not quite. And it was my friend Brian Knopp, who
Okay.
I know. He's been competitive and played a lot of Legacy. We met in high school and hadn't seen each other for probably 10 years. We ran into each other a few years ago. And I sort of like caught him watching a YouTube video or something. I was like, you're still into Magic? He's like, oh, yeah, you should get back into it. I'm like, no chance. Especially because he was playing Legacy.
Yeah.
Which, the floor on those decks is easily $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a couple decks, like every once in a while you see a deck that's like not that expensive, but generally speaking, if you want to be, it's like, 4 dual lands is about the floor. Yeah.
Well, and I had a Force of Will in my collection. That was the big card that I still had from my youth. And I tried to give it to Brian, and he was like, no, you got to keep it, and you got to buy 3 more.
Yeah. You're like, no, dog, I'm trying to get out of this game.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, he's that's good that he's not, that's a good friendship test. He's not raking you over. He wants to get you into his hobby, not value, not hoss trade you out of it. So that's a good green check mark on the homie front. So he tries to get you into Legacy, and you say, fuck off, no way.
Yeah, and the kicker, funnily enough, was my sister had seen me looking at Magic cards on Pride TCG. She's visiting from Colorado, and she's like, Jonathan, don't you dare buy any Magic cards. I need that money. Don't waste your money on Magic cards.
Yeah, give it to me.
Despite her, I was like, I'm buying them.
Yeah, stay broke. So you're farting around on TCG, just like perusing, but then you get tipped off. You say, hey, somebody says to, probably Brian, saying, hey, you should check out Pre-Modern, or was this an independent discovery?
I think we kind of both came around to it because we had fussed around in Legacy. He was trying to get me into Legacy, and actually started watching. Do you know Crucible of Words?
Yeah, I do. Oh yeah.
I started getting into his content, and I love the British accent. By the way, my mom's British. Just like, I don't know, natural affinity there. And he's super into turbo depths.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems like, it's sort of like a budget archetype you can play.
Sure.
So I started buying up the turbo depths cards, and I started getting into MGGO and making 2020s. And I did go to one, maybe two, I think just one Legacy tournament at ELD, and I got my butt handed to me by some seasoned Legacy players.
Sure. I mean, there's some killers there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. One of the players at that store, Michael Plummer, just won a Pro Tour.
I heard about that, actually, as Brian mentioned.
Yeah.
Plummer, who's also on one of the pre-modern teams.
Yes, he is very good. I am proud to say that I've beaten him once. But it's been exactly once. And it was when like Red Green Oath Ponza was brand new, so everybody had their pants down about it, and they like didn't know what to do yet. So yeah. So you come around
congrats to him.
Yeah, congrats to him. Another feather in the cap for the Sons of New England. So you get into pre-modern, I assume, with Brian, or like other homies. Are you like, do you swear allegiance to like a team? Are you one of the deranged hermits or one of the green mountain goats or anything like that?
I'm friendly to all, as is the Camp Dakota motto, but I don't swear allegiance. I'm free agent.
Free agent right now. So listen up, gang. There's some people in the wild north who might be interested now that you've had such a stunning victory. So you just won this tournament on Red Green Goblins, but you had tried out Blue Green Madness before. Um, did you have like a period of time where you're in the wilderness looking for a deck? Was Madness a lark? Was Goblins a lark? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I would say I've looked around at a variety of different decks, and it was sort of like getting back to the transition from Legacy. You know, Brian was a Rhinos player. I was starting to get into Dreadnought, and he bought a set of Dreadnoughts, and he was like, "All right, John, like you can use these, and we'll get some Tundras." And but then they keep printing new cards,
Mm-hmm.
and so we started looking at pre-modern, and Food Chain caught my eye because that was something Cyrus Bales was brewing, and we had played some Food Chain in Legacy. So I kind of actually started there, and I think shortly after that got into Madness and Allurin. Those are the next two.
These are like semi honest and semi like, it sounds like you're looking for some like a fair game plan that's occasionally some like real bullshit.
Yeah, and it's fun because I think Walrus Madness got a top 8 with this Madness list that had the Feb combo in it.
Yes.
And that just became so exciting, and it convinced me to start putting survivals in my deck, whereas before I was more of a non-survival Madness purist.
I'm working on a survival brew right now, trying to like develop it. It's pretty good, but it's not great. It could be great. But
is this a corned beef hash, or is this something?
Yeah. But so you were playing Blue Green Madness without survival, and then you put it in. What's your judgment?
Well, survival is just one of those cards that is really good.
Yeah.
Pre-modern.
Yeah.
And Madness, my judgment on it is that Blue Green Madness without survival is like a blue deck that splashes green.
Mm-hmm.
And Blue Green Madness with survival is more of a green deck that splashes blue.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Because you need to get, like circular logic, days. Yeah. Whereas survival, it's like the other way. It's you want a density of creatures so that you can activate survival as much as you can.
Yeah, and you need more green mana.
Yeah.
So you really they say you want your first land to be an island and every land after that to be a forest.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a tenuous and delicate balance. I'm interested to see where this goes in the future, particularly at LobsterCon. We're running 2 side events there for LobsterCon 26. We're running Pre-Modern Unchained, and we're also running a 10 fetch side event. And I think that Blue Green Madness is one of the decks that stands best to benefit from having Misty Rainforest. Primarily because it enables some real bullshit cards, and it lets you put some mixture of Gush, Gaia's Cradle, and Wasteland into the deck, and all of those are like tremendously powerful cards. So I'm excited to see what people will do with it. Are you trying to go to LobsterCon?
I'm hoping to, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna like set an alarm on your phone. Listeners and Jonathan, set an alarm on your phone. It's gonna sell out in less than an hour. So I thought I saw, I was looking through some of your match history, and you're doing well, but it appears that you have not been playing that long. Did I correctly see that? Like, I think it was like August of 24. So maybe no, it was the Winter Regional that you played Madness, right?
It was.
Yeah. So you've been playing Pre-Modern for less than a year. Is that about right?
About that, yeah. I would say about a year, and we just missed the signups for LobsterCon.
Yeah.
By a few days, I think, for the last year.
Yeah.
Brian and I, because we just found out it was a thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you just found out it was a thing. LobsterCon fucking
like
rips.
right after it filled up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. it is probably the best pre-modern. I have not been to Europe. One of us has to go to Grand Prix Flippy, they were calling it. It was like a mixed format pre-modern event where they got like sealed boxes of like Invasion and Odyssey and shit like that. So they did a mixed format GP. And I have not been to any of this Spanish stuff, but in terms of North America, I can say with confidence that LobsterCon is the best pre-modern event, and possibly the best Magic event besides like Eternal Weekend, maybe. Yeah. So, but this event you chose to play Goblins. Why? What's up? You're just exploring the format more? Did you play it earlier and fall in love with it? Like, what's going
on? Let's see. Yeah, I sort of, I wouldn't say I lost interest in Madness, but I was just ready to try something new after sort of not getting there with it. At the regional, I bubbled out. I was 17th.
Okay.
And that's probably one of my best performances with the deck. But I've played it a few more times in tournaments since. I've played Lurin once or twice in like small meetups.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started playing Burn. And it was after I had played, because I mentioned putting Survival in there and the Feb combo. So I was doing that at the Mox Dynamin tournament at Gen X, which happened a few months ago.
Yes.
And I remember playing a really long and grueling game against Drew on Psychotog. And it's quite exhausting to play survival deck sometimes because you've got to make these decisions and you always are looking through your deck and shuffling.
Yeah.
So Sly was kind of like the answer to that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play a deck that's low to the ground and goes in hot, and it's a very different kind of play style.
So, yeah, that is my experience with the survival decks. I've been playing it for maybe 10 months now, and it's like there's a mental shift that has to occur where it's like, okay, +1 for any in the mana cost for any creature, +2 if you're trying to get the squee chain going. You might be trying to like make these exchanges at the end of your opponent's turn. If they drop a Tormod's Crypt or a Phyrexian Furnace, shit gets really difficult and like really complicated. And you could be playing super conservatively, and maybe you're trying to grind when in reality, if you'd been paying attention, you could just like bum rush opponent with a bunch of Arrogant Worms or Root Wallets or whatever. I think survival is skill testing and also high key bullshit. It's like if they don't have the disenchant, or like a huge board presence, they're probably fucked. So
yeah, well, and I really liked Aaron Lane's take on it when he added the zombie infestation, and he basically said, "I'm not going to make this a toolbox deck. It's just going to." Chaining Root Wallets with a guy's Cradle and Play is fantastic.
Yeah.
And just getting a lot of power out there and going for it.
I liked his approach. I thought it was honest. I like seeing off meta decks win. Like seeing like the Ghoul combo, that was sick. Nick Balzano winning with that. Seeing Red Black Goblins win. I like that it's not just Replenish, Dreadnought, Terrageddon, Oath Ponza. Makes me feel good about our scene that like people are winning and like developing the format and like being creative and not just totally net decking. I think it's cool, at least.
I think it's really cool. And like when Mono Black took down that Spanish tournament.
Yeah.
It just kind of goes to show like any deck, if you play well and you run hot,
yep,
you can get there.
Yeah. Everybody needs to get lucky. I don't know. I mean, there are people who are on like a totally different level but normal ass people like myself, and perhaps you think of yourself as exceptional, or you could be normal. but
I'm
normalized,
barely smart enough to play Magic the
yeah, yeah.
Gathering.
But normalized people can get lucky, maybe like 2 matches, get a hot top deck, and be like, damn, like I'm locked in for a Dreadnought now, but maybe if I get lucky, I can get a Mox Diamond or whatever. Yeah. So, any plans for your Mox Diamond?
Cradle, you mean?
Or wait, no, you won a Guy's Cradle?
Did.
Hell yeah, hell yeah! I'm happy for you. I thought it was a Mox Diamond. What are you gonna do with it?
Oh, I don't know yet.
You don't know yet.
I don't know yet. Yeah.
Yeah. You could put it in Madness. Start cranking out Root Wallows. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll sell it to the highest bidder.
Yeah. That would be cool. And you can buy whatever you want.
Well, I'm trying to get Mox Diamonds now, actually.
Yeah.
You mentioned it. I am trying to get Mox Diamonds.
Yeah.
And like Brian said, just to find out that I don't need them.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But,
So cool. Do you have what are your feelings on the format right now? Like, do you think it's healthy, diverse enough? Do you think there's a ban or an unban necessary? Like, what's your vibe check?
for a while, I was in favor of banning Tide, and on any given day, I might have a different opinion on it. That's the one we all talk about. But I've sort of made my peace with it now. And I do, on some days, I think it's actually kind of cool. Like what Replenish does with the Opal Wave and the Tide is brutal.
Yeah. It's very
it takes
powerful.
a while to get there.
Yeah, that's true.
Single Tormod script is what won me that match.
Yeah. Yeah. It's listeners know how I feel about Tide. And the parallax mechanic in general and blue in general. So I don't need to punish them. So are there any is it going to be goblins for a while? Are you going to rest on your laurels or are you going to continue your search?
Like they say, Billy, you got to dance with the one who brung you.
You got yeah, okay. Well said. Well said. Hell yeah. Okay, so let's I have one more question. So I don't know if you listen to Hardcast or how long you've been listening, but we kind of fell off the train on this. So we used to ask for our guests, we would ask them, what would you like to ask the next guest? So it forms a chain. So one of the previous guests said, Javi Lugo, what would you like to ask our next guest? And he said, I want to know the mechanics of drawing your hand. Do you look at them one at a time? And it's like, okay, like so on and so forth. So Javi Lugo is asking you this question. How do you draw your opening 7? Would you lay them all face down? Look at them one at a time? Like, walk me through it step by step.
Wow. Yeah, I usually deal out 3 and then 4 or some combination like that, although it varies. And then I pick them all up at once.
Okay. And
I do fan them out sort of one at a time.
Okay. And then you perform some sort of evaluation of keep or mull. Yeah. Do you like sort them out, like lands, non-lands, by CMC, anything like that?
Yeah. I generally sort them like that. I've got to have at least 2 lands because I've got sticky with 1-landers, and it generally never works out for me. So I'm trying to be more disciplined with that, and especially with a lot of decks. Some decks are more forgiving, but with a lot of decks, the mulligan decision is everything.
Yeah.
In that game.
So would you keep Mountain, double Goblin Lackey, a couple of 2-drops, and a couple of Siege Gangs
on the play?
Yeah. Mountain, double Lackey.
Am I in the blind?
Unknown opponent. You don't know who this guy or gal is.
I don't know. I think with money on the line, I'd probably ship it.
You'd ship it?
Probably.
Interesting.
There's so many cards they can have.
Yeah.
Just shut down a Lackey.
Yeah.
And if all you have is 2 lackeys, you don't even have a Mog Fanatic. I mean, what are you going to do?
How about Lackey
If you don't
Lackey,
draw.
Mog Fanatic, Siege Gang, and then 2
Gotta
drops?
be 2 lands, Billy. It's
Okay,
gotta be 2 lands. If I'm down to 5, maybe I'll keep a 1-lander with 2 lackeys and a Siege Gang.
So you
If I'm
wouldn't
down to 5.
you wouldn't keep 6 Mountain double Lackey Siege Gang 2 drops.
Where I've gotten with this deck is that I will mull to 5 like it's nothing. I don't care. I'll go to 5.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay.
I used to not want to go to 5. I said, oh, it's too much. This deck has enough card advantage. I mean, if you have a Ringleader, you're back in the game from anywhere. And Ringleader's 4 mana. So having 4 mana matters a lot.
That's astute. Yeah.
I've lost enough games. This deck has been so much fun to play. Like I went 6-0 in the CPL.
Okay.
And then the next CPL, I went 0-6.
Same deck.
Same deck, more or less. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. What happened?
I don't know. It was a learning experience. I just kept losing. One of them is on Fran's rock video. I lost to his rock deck.
Okay.
So you can see that, but I certainly won game 2 with Goblin Goon. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. So let's take a brief break, and this leads us into it, and we'll start talking about the deck list. Celts are full, bladder's empty, and we have a deck list here. Jonathan was the first place of the New England Pre-Modern Fall Regional. I don't know why we call them regionals. I want to call them seasonals. But I've been overridden by my homies. So we got his deck list here, and you, dear listeners, have made yourselves clear. I am not going to read out the full 60, but I'm going to read out some interesting things here that I've noticed. There's a main deck Barbarian Ring. There's 4 Rashadan Ports, 2 Wastelands, 23 lands, 34 creatures. There's a main deck Sharpshooter, a main deck Tinkerer, 4 of everything you would expect, except for let's see here, only 3 Gem Palm and 4 Pile Driver, 1 Skirk Prospector, 2 Siege Gang, which I think people have kind of, I've seen more 3s than 2s, 3 Naturalize to use the green. And there's 2 cards in here, which have been 2 copies of a card, which has been a subject of some conversation lately. And I think we should start there. What's going on, Jonathan? What's going on? You're part of the Goon. You're playing Goblin Goon. What's going on there?
Well, it's a 6/6, baby.
It's a 6/6. Is it good?
Is it good? It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's so. I don't even know where to start with it, because the joke is there, but it's like a very it's so situational. Like it's useless if you can't support it. So what is it? You can't. The Goon. Let's check it out.
The Goon. I mean, my full take on Goblin Goon.
Yeah.
It certainly lowers the floor of the deck in some situations, but I think it raises the ceiling of the deck considerably.
Okay.
And especially in a room of Tide players, it costs 1 less than Siege Gang. It is not 2 red pips, which is also notable. And a lot of those decks don't run creatures, or they run man lands. I mean, what if you're in a position where you have to activate your man land every turn just to stop this attack? I don't know.
Yeah, they need to turn on 2. Oh wait, unless you control more, so not greater than or equal to. Okay, yeah. Right. So it can attack by itself. If it can
attack by itself if your opponent has nothing on board, but oftentimes you have other goblins with it. So,
but unless they've swept, or and then did a sweeper and then a big decree, when do you have less creatures than your opponent? Like possibly elves with some frequency. That happens. Possibly burn, if they stick, turn one pup and then zap everything else. You could be SOL. But there's not that many decks that you. Let me see here. I'm looking at the.
Well, it's the mirror, Billy, that I'm worried about the most.
Interesting. Okay, so yes, because Goblin Goon is itself a creature, and we can assume that they would replace Goblin Goons with other creatures. That's interesting. Okay, is Goon better? Yeah, is Goblin Goon better on the play or on the draw? You know what?
Oh,
play, because then you have one more turn cycle, half a turn cycle to get your goblins ahead on board.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the deck really wants to be on the play anyway. So obviously, Lackey is much better on the play. Lackey into Goon is great. Lackey into Siege Gang maybe is better, but the thing is, Goon ends games quickly, and that was key in some of my games at the regional.
It allows you to stay invested after a pyroclasm or an earthquake, though, which I think is kind of neat.
Yeah, well, and pyroclasm was the main reason I was sold on it, or one of the reasons I was sold on it, because I was tired of losing to pyroclasm. I lost a lot to pyroclasm when I started playing the deck, and engineered plague, obviously.
So we're gonna get into E-Plate because I watched your feature match with Chris Roy, but we'll get there in a moment. So you got this deck. What's up with 3 naturalized? Like 2 is pretty stock, right?
I don't know.
You don't know
enough to know. I mean, the list. I pretty much 3 I just copied. And I you don't want to lose to Oath of Druids.
Yeah.
So even with 3 potential dead draws in your main deck, a lot of pre-modern decks run some kind of artifact or enchantment.
Sure.
That's worth targeting. So
yeah, you can find something to point it at. Yeah. Let's see here. Gem Palm Incinerator. I'm used to seeing 4 main deck, and you have 3-1 split. Is that, or am I crazy?
Again, the list that I copied had 3. I stuck with it, and then at some point decided that it was worth having the 4th one. So I chucked it in the board, probably over the 3rd Pyrokinesis, which I'm told is not the way to go.
Got it.
I kind of agree with that. I think Pyrokinesis is really strong, and 3 is probably where you want to be.
Word. So what do you think about, tell me about Barbarian Ring is the newest song on the dance card. Like, do you think it's good? Are you going to keep playing it? What's going on?
That one was a game day decision, actually. Brian and I were driving down, and I'm sure I'd heard of it from somewhere. I was like, should I check a Barbering in here? And he's like, seems free to do it. So we cut the 8th Mountain for a Barbering, and notably didn't lose to Burn, although I don't think Goblins are favored in Burn regardless. So I would say Barbering won me more games than it lost.
Okay, cool. I want to start playing it in Weathered Wayfarer decks. Like, just like randomly turn this Wayfarer into a Grim Lavamancer, and like nobody sees it coming. I had one in a weird Naya, like I had a brew I was working on for a while where I was trying to use Weathered Wayfarer to feed Smokestack. Because you can, like, if they're sacking a land, great. If they don't, then you sack a land, and now you can just keep feeding it. And I wanted a 1 of Barbering in there, but it didn't. I think I had it in there for a couple months, and I just never once fetched it. So maybe it belongs in Burn and Goblins, and that's about it. I don't know.
I like it in Goblins. I mean, you're not really using the graveyard for anything else. So you're not like, in Burn, you're sort of going against yourself with those Lava Man.
Yeah. What's your take on Port versus Wasteland?
I think port is absolutely critical, and combined with Goblin Lackey, it's
Mm-hmm.
about as good as it gets.
Okay, so turn 1 Lackey, turn 2 Port.
Mm.
And you had mentioned earlier that the need to get to 4 mana was super important. So even though Wasteland and Port achieve something of a similar function, disrupting your opponent's mana base, being able to do so at your discretion and still keep the land. Yeah, that was
Well, port buys you time, and then
Yeah.
Wasteland seals the deal. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Earlier in pre-modern's history, this was like a major point of debate, whether you want one or the other. And people were very invested into their decisions of 4 of one, 4 of the other, 3, 2-2, 3-3 split. People often cut one of, so you're playing 6, you're playing 4 ports and 2 wastelands. And I've seen people playing Ancient Tomb, which I think might be pretty sick with Goblin Goon, just saying. Yeah, being able to just turn 1 Lackey, turn 2 Matron for Goon, turn 3 Goon, like who knows what. Turn 2 Matron for what you want to drop with Lackey. That actually seems really good with an Ancient Tomb.
Yeah. I've been in situations where I got 2 Lackey triggers, so I could use one to drop a Matron.
Yeah.
And then Matron in on the second one.
I've never had that happen to me. I guess I haven't been appropriately traumatized yet. Yeah. So let me think here. You got a couple of crypts in this side. I personally completely ignore the graveyard. I haven't played crypt or furnace in a sideboard in like a long time, and I just don't worry about it.
I contemplate going to 3 crypts to respect replenish.
Yeah.
Of course, the tranquil domains are there to respect mostly Enchantress. I mean, they definitely can do work against replenish.
Yeah.
But yeah, the crypts just. Yeah, and then of course there's some of the other unfair decks that we don't see as much, where they're just cheating in big monsters on turn 1 or 2.
Yeah. Sneak attack, who knows what. Animate dead. Yeah, and also Oath. Do you bring in Tranquil Domains against Oath decks?
I probably would.
Yeah.
I generally haven't. I think of shucks. I've probably played 50 matches with Goblins. I probably only faced Oath a couple times.
So like the Oath Ponza stuff, or like the old Parfait style Oath decks?
Armageddon type stuff. Not always Ponza.
Yeah.
Wayfarers and all kinds of things.
Who knows? All right. So let's get into your tournament. So you drive down from New Hampshire, right? Maine. Okay. So who's in the car? Yourself? Anybody else?
Me and Brian.
You and Brian? Okay, cool. How long was the drive?
It's like 2 hours and change.
2 hours and change. Are you by the coast, or are you like deep in the woods?
I'm more in the woods where I'm at. Yeah.
Do you guys stop and get like a hot diner breakfast? Get yourselves some pancakes?
We have, and the one time we did that, actually, the pancakes ended up being a little too much, so we toned it down a bit. We'll go for a coffee and a breakfast sandwich.
Sure. Yeah. What's your favorite breakfast food? What's your favorite breakfast food? Pancakes, breakfast sandwiches, bacon, oatmeal, cereal?
I'm gonna take this moment to plug the Palace Diner in Biddeford. It's like my absolute favorite diner to go to.
What should you get there?
I usually get the corned beef hash.
Excellent. Hang on, Palace Diner. I feel like, do people go there when they're going up to Acadia?
So many people stop there on their way through. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I went there very recently. Hang on, I'm gonna Google this. Palace Diner.
It's a little sort of boxcar diner.
Yeah,
it's been there a long time. And I do recall one of the podcasts, Billy, where you were talking about these diners, because this is one of those diners. They're only open till 2. but
Yeah.
it's 7 to 2 every day,
Yeah.
and they have excellent corned beef hash they make themselves, and it's
Okay, I didn't go to this
real
one,
beef.
but it does seem just right. I'm looking at the picture now. It's a little box car, tiny. Um, okay.
There's one in Gardiner that you might have went to. That's also very popular.
Okay.
I
Gardner.
forget what that one's called. But
Gardner, Mass or Gardner, Maine?
Gardner, Maine.
Okay. Let's see here. Do you know why they're all in little train cars like that?
Did they come out of Worcester? Is that where they get?
Yes, they. So picture this, ready? It's World War II. All these young men come home from Europe after fighting, and there's a huge like demographic, economic time bomb that's ticking. Where if you don't have something for all these men to do, then they're all just become like unemployed drunks and like crime rate will spike or whatever. So they invented the GI Bill. It's like, okay, we'll spread this out instead of the U.S. having 30% unemployment. We'll like spread out. So we'll send some of them to college, some of them to trade school. And what they did is they also said we can offer small business loans. And they had a guaranteed amount. So other industrial companies go like, hey, what's the smallest independent business? And it was, they were approved for, $2,000 of like, 1947 money or what have you. And there were these companies that were like, okay, what's the smallest business that we can sell somebody? So they found that they could make the tiniest restaurant fit inside of a train car. It makes delivery super cheap and super easy. And just like one little mini fridge, one stovetop, one toaster, one coffee machine, bunch of tables and chairs. And the entire premise of the train car diner was it was as much value as you could put into a small business and have it still be under like the Veterans Affairs, like small business loan limit. And they all came out of this era, and so they're all a product of VA loans from back in the day.
It's wild how like policy
Yeah.
trickles into like those kind of things.
Yeah. And they
seems like an arbitrary number, but then it becomes
and it was just right. And now there's still many viable businesses. And so it was making the train car diners was something that like a steel manufacturer in Worcester, Massachusetts wanted to do, or that was sort of their way to see this sort of huge group of potential banking customers, if that makes sense. They saw this huge potential to like get a bunch of government money into their company.
Money's coming out. We got to get our share of it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Cool. So you show up to the spot. You're hyped. You get some raffle tickets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What were you hoping to get?
The main one that I put in for was, I think it was a null rod and a Tempest pack.
Yeah. You know where that Tempest pack came from?
No.
It came from Eternal Weekend. I was just rolling around. I went to Eternal Weekend, and they have a prize wall there. And I was just rolling up to randos saying, hey, would you like to donate your tickets to charity, your prize tickets to charity? What do you mean, man? Well, me and my gang, we put on tournaments and we raffle stuff off. So if you throw me some tickets, I promise that I will spend it at the prize wall, and those things will go towards a charity raffle. So, I probably got 10,000 tickets given to me. And I got a Tempest pack. I still have like an Exodus pack, another Tempest pack. Just a few things here and there. Yeah. So.
Love the generosity of people in the community.
Yeah.
Playing Magic, and
Yep.
I've met and experienced, and I've, knock on wood, I've never been scammed. I've been buying lots of cards through Discord and
really?
Facebook and selling them.
Yeah. Listeners, if you need a tabernacle, I'm trying to turn a tabernacle into two Black Border cradles in cash. So listeners, hit me up on Discord. I never buy cards through like Facebook groups, Discord groups, whatever. I'm too much of a coward, so I'm probably going to waste your time unless we can do a hand over hand in New England. So cool. So you show up to the spot, get your raffle tickets. Breakfast is sitting just right. And round one. Do you want to go round by round? Do you remember? Do you have notes?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, round one, it was replenish, and
Okay.
I recognized my opponent because I had just he was the last opponent that I played at ELD
Okay.
uh, that we had drawn, and I had basically drew out of the top eight.
Okay.
So I was like, oh boy, like
Yeah. Was it Brian Sue?
no, it's William. I'm not sure his last name, but it's William.
Okay.
And he had been playing like Super Grow, some kind of grow deck
Okay.
at ELD.
Hmm.
So we shook hands and we got into it. Went to game three and Tormod's Crypt.
So Crypt
That's my
got there.
notes. Crypt would save my life. Yep.
Okay. I
Game three.
maybe you're changing my mind because the way that my games, I'm Terrageddon main, and I play a bunch of different like spreads. I play Oath Ponza, I play Survival Terrageddon, I play conventional Terrageddon, all different color spreads. And I frequently don't have any power on board, but I'm just churning through my wastelands with a Wayfarer. And then, 10 turns later, they finally get enough lands, and then they just like cast or replenish and kill me because I wasn't hitting them with a clock. So it seems like maybe that's the answer. They probably just went all in on a replenish line, and if it just crypt them, boom.
Well, when you play crypts, they sort of they have to either have the seal or they just cast or replenish just to get the crypt out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's such a strong deck. I don't think I've ever beaten them with Tranquil Domain,
Mm-hmm.
but I fantasize about it.
So, yeah. So round two. So you won against Replenish. You're 1-0. Now you're rolling into round two.
Yeah, and it's always best of luck to my opponents. All right, round two. This was one of my favorite games, probably my favorite match of the event. Javier Lugo.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the guy who I was like, oh, what are the mechanics of you drawing your hand? Yeah, that was him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember I shook his hand and I was like, hey, I swear I know you from somewhere. Like I recognize your name. He's like, oh yeah. I don't think he even came right out with it, but then it sort of came up that, oh yeah, you were the quiet spec.
Yeah.
Hardcrast.
Yeah. He's Javi is among my favorite people in pre-modern, and then he just moved to Massachusetts, so we are like extremely blessed to have him. Just he's so much fun.
He was a lot of fun. We were in great spirits too because it was also early in the day, so
Yeah.
still we're not like worn out from 7 rounds.
High energy.
Imagine.
Yeah.
It was really chatty and he was playing a really spicy list, so I had a lot of fun with it.
What was he playing?
It's one I like to call it Angel Cake because it's like the white beef cake.
Hell yeah!
Just turboing angels into play with like Mox Diamonds and Soul Lands. He had a turn 1 morph in like two of the games that we played.
Hell yeah! But you beat it.
Oh my god, it was like the biggest comeback story because I was dead to rights, or at least I thought I was. And I was joking about it, and Javi was like, don't underestimate what goblins can do. Like I've seen it before, and I'm not going to underestimate it.
Yeah.
This play I actually remember very well because like I said, I thought it was dead to rights, but I top decked Siege Gang, and I had I think 2 lackeys on the board.
Okay.
But he had factories.
Okay.
And he had an Exalted Angel. It was probably tapped, but basically he somehow, like I drew the Siege Gang. I didn't have enough mana to, I could have cast it, but it wouldn't have done me any good. So I was at 2 life. He's like 36. And he somehow let the lackeys hit.
Okay.
And kept his factories back. He explained to me after the match actually why he made that decision. And the logic was sound. I can't remember for the life of me what it was, but anyway, the lackey gets the Siege Gang, and then I have enough mana to shoot down the angel.
Yeah.
I had a sharpshooter on board too.
Okay. Okay,
So I shot down the angel.
yeah,
Yep.
I
Life left.
he ended up getting top 32. So I'm seeing his list now, and it's just like it's what you would think the old like mono white stompy lists would look like. This is great.
Yeah, they kind of did him dirty because they called it White Weenie on
Yeah.
MTG Top 8, which is definitely not.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, this deck seems cool. Did you get hit by a haunted angel? You're like, what the hell is this?
Dude, everyone wants to play this card because it's so sexy. But
yeah, it's got cool art.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's another one of those with like the drawback, like you think of Goblin Goon. It's just this.
Yeah,
there's
maybe
no way it could be good.
Yeah, but maybe we'll have to. He's been on the show at least once, so I know I can get the sound settings right to talk to him. So maybe I'll get him on here. Cool. So now you're 2-0.
Yeah. Pulled it out, or pulled it off, whatever you say, and then I think round 3. Check my notes. Yeah, mono blue tide. Colton.
Okay. Colton Abrams.
I believe so. Yeah, and he and I had faced off like once before at Gen X, and we were both on Ivory Tower.
Okay.
Which was
a long game. Yeah.
Yeah, game 1 took almost the whole match, and I think I was at 88 life or something when I lost.
Yeah. He's beaten me on Tide. He let me think. Not last EW, but the one before that. He dominated one of my elephant tokens, and he turned it all the way around and just crushed me. And he made me a painting. He took like a very small canvas and he made me a painting of a dominated elephant. And he had said that was one of the highlights of his tournament, because he was like, it wasn't quite stock yet then. And he's like, I brought these dominates. Everybody's hyped on Call of the Herd. I brought these dominates to punish elephanteers. And he did it, and it was he was very pleasant about it. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I was like, no, man, you made the meta call and now I'm getting punished. Like, you came here to do this. And yeah, he was really cool about it. I like Colton. He's pleasant. And I'm glad that he's around. Yeah. So
I enjoyed playing with him.
Yeah. So 2 matches in a row with great people. We're 3-0. Colton also let's see here. Top 16, top 32. Okay, so the bracket's legit. How about round 4?
On camera.
Okay, I was playing, I was the chat police. I was on a work trip all for the past 3 weeks, so I couldn't go to the event, but I logged into Twitch and signed into the mod mode and was like policing people. So I watched your match, but I was watching the chat to make sure that people were behaving. So what was up with that?
Jared Doucette on Sly.
Okay. Also top 16. You had a brutal bracket, dude. Holy shit. Yeah. It
was good for me because no, I don't. I never knew him or who he was.
Yeah.
But I watched the video afterward, and apparently he's a legendary dude.
Yes, he is a founding organizer of LobsterCon. So.
Oh wow.
Yes. So Jared and this other guy, David Firthbard, are old school. I would say DFB is like 99% old school, and then I don't know how much Jared seems a bit more split between old school and PM. But LobsterCon started out as an old school tournament with a PM side event, but PM is so much more accessible that it blew up, and it got big enough that they wanted to do like a full PM weekend and a full old school weekend. And so we split the event, and they asked us to run. Jared and DFB asked Duress Crew to run LobsterCon last year. That was our first one that we had run. So Jared is responsible for the cultivation and growth of Premodern's now second largest tournament. the Spaniards beat us out. Yeah.
Well, amen to
Yeah.
him, man. I mean, that he was a pleasure to play against too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was my first time playing on stream, so that was exciting.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Jared's list now. Let's see. He's not doing anything too crazy. Main deck Lava Darts. I don't know how common that is. Vortex main. 4 Ball Lightning, which is something I'm a proponent of. I think all Sly players should play 4 Ball Lightning.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Sideboard Quakes. Uh-oh. Yeah, a couple of sideboard Quakes. So how'd this match go?
Double-edged sword.
Yeah. How'd this match go for you?
I would say I got very lucky
in
this match. It was one of the matches where luck was clearly on my side. I don't think Jared cast a single Fire Blast in the match.
Yeah.
And I think he only cast 1 Lightning Bolt.
So he just didn't have the density.
Just the cards he was drawing, like, it didn't seem to be the ones that he needed. I think Curse Scroll did some work for sure. Earthquake did some work. And I think that I played well against Sly, having just come off, a run of playing Sly myself. I kind of, like, I knew to expect the Earthquakes. He also had, at one point, I think, revealed one to Scroll, but
sure,
I didn't play too much into that. And they were close. They were really close games.
So you're 4-0 now.
I'm 4-0, yeah. Oh yeah, Goblin Goon also was big.
Yeah.
And I think the commentators they were like, why is Goon still in there? But Goon ended the game.
Yeah. So you're 4-0, and now when did you start considering that, like, hey, maybe I'm gonna top 8 this thing? When did you give yourself permission?
Oh man. I mean, I was like, I'm going to win that cradle. I don't really believe it, but I'll joke about it.
Sure.
I like to joke about best case scenarios. And, I'm basically, though, I'm really just taking it, I think, a game at a time here is kind of where I'm at.
Do you, as a player myself, I get extremely, I am a very high emotion player. I'm expressive. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I occasionally, from time to time, let that distract from my manners, or, understanding that my opponent is also looking for a fun afternoon, which is something we can all work on and improve. But you just stay one game at a time. Don't get too excited, too impassioned.
That's my goal.
That's your goal.
That's my goal. And I mean, this is one of the reasons I think I've gravitated toward playing red, is because I want the cards out of my hand. If I can cast them, I want to cast them.
Yeah.
I love the idea of playing blue, but I'm miserable at, like, especially at control mirrors. I don't have the patience. I'm going to blink first and I'm going to end up losing.
Yeah. Control mirrors seem very difficult.
Yeah. Otherwise, I love the idea of jamming 12/12s, but
sure.
I'll settle for the 6/6s.
Yeah. You would never catch me playing a 12/12 unless it's for 1 and 2 green. Cool. So now it's round 4. You've just defeated a format legend, and it's round, let me think, 114 players, so that's 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. So it's 7 rounds. You're rolling into round 5, which is like kind of a win in it at this point, because if you win that, then you can double ID, I think, right? So,
wow, I don't know. I don't know enough to know, but I lost.
You lost
to the mirror.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in 2. I lost in 2.
Do you remember? Let's see here. There were a whole bunch of other Goblins players doing well.
It was a Goblins player.
Do you remember Brendan? I believe
it's
Veneman.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. So this gentleman. Oh, you know what's cool about his deck? He did some spicy shit. Did you see it?
He did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3 bolts and a final fortune instead of the naturalizes. So cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The final fortune won him the game.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So
he won.
So hang on. Do you remember much about this game?
Yeah, we were swinging in. We were building up our boards. We both had a handful of goblins on board, and I did the math, and I swung in, and then I don't know if he top decked the Final Fortune or what, but he's like, he either said you're gonna hate this or you're gonna like this. I can't remember what he said, but
Yeah.
I did hate it, and I did kind of like it. It was fun. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
he swung in, he cast the Final Fortune, and I was like, oh dang, man, like that's wild.
Yeah. Do you remember what printing it was?
Believe it was a Mirage. I want to say
Mirage, or I think Visions.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it might be Mirage. Let's see here.
Yeah, I don't think it was 7th. That's for sure.
We've been giving out Final Fortunes to 9th place. Yeah, Final Fortune. Let's see here. See what printings are available. Yeah, it's Mirage. Oh, that art goes so hard with like the two people like knife fighting. That's such a sick art. It goes so cool. All right, cool. So you lost, and the streak is broken. You discover that you are indeed mortal. Yeah. So rolling it now. It's round 6. You're 4-1, still in great shape, totally fine. Who do you play against?
This is mono black.
Okay. There are a bunch of mono black players. So let's see here. We got Matt. No, Matt was on burn. Let's see here. Brian or
Jacob.
Jacob Bard. Jacob is a phenomenally good player. I have never beaten him. He has historically been playing red green Oath Ponza, and he is very good. He knocked me out of top. We played in top 4 at the last seasonal that I was able to play, and he knocked me out. He beat me in Swiss, and then he rolled back up and knocked me out of the bracket. But now he's on mono black. It's been hot lately.
Yeah, for good reason, and I think it's a lot of fun to play.
Yeah,
with swamps. Yeah,
I haven't played it yet.
I'm in on Dark Ritual. I want to turbo out some fun things. And I played Machine Head for a hot second before I moved over to Sly.
Sure.
And I was ritualing out hippies and having a lot of fun.
It's as old as the hills. A lot of people have lost to Ritual Hippie. So how'd this go for you?
It was close. It was close. I believe he had to turn 1 hippie, maybe even twice. Definitely once. The Goon again was strong. The 4th Gem Palm I think is really good here too.
Sure.
The Goon card advantage.
The Goon is strong in this one. So let's see if there's anything too crazy. Bunch of creatures. Contagion could be rough against you. I mean, it's not a pyrokinesis, but it's still something. Edict.
Yeah, I think I've scooped to Contagion maybe in game 2.
Yeah. Funeral Charm. Get zapped. Zapping lackeys. Is that what that does? Yes, indeed, it kills lackey. Let's see here. E-Plague, that can be tough. Yeah.
I think we're both starting to get tired at this point in the day, and we shook hands and said maybe a few pleasantries and just kind of locked in.
Yeah. So you defeat Jacob. Jacob, he won something. It was some vintage tournament where he did super well. I think he won like a Mox, like a no shit P9 Mox or something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I think it was whatever it is, like New York Stock Exchange or the Waterbury Open, or those those old like private vintage tournaments that like does that ring a bell at all?
Again, I've been out of Magic for so long.
Yeah, so vintage has a really devoted following, and there are these privately run tournaments which are very legendary, and they have committed to, as like a culture and as a play group, they have committed to still giving out power. So if you want to give out like Lotus to first, Time Walk to second, whatever, recall to second, Time Walk to third, and then like power for everybody else, like entries like $500, So I think he just won something pretty recently, although I'm not sure. I would have to look it up. Let's see if it's handy. Jacob Bard.
Really MTG high roller invitational tournaments. Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, it was his first New York Stock Exchange. Let's see here. Vintage Esper. The New York Stacks Exchange. And he came in first. Okay, yeah. Yeah, 702. Damn. And like
congrats.
Yeah, Bowmasters, Psychic Frog, Lavinia, and then just like all the broken blue cards. Yeah, good for him.
Psychic Frog, let's go.
Yeah, hell yeah. Cool. So you defeated Jacob Bard, and now you're 5-1-0. Did you ID the last round?
Yeah, we ended up doing that, although we did play one game.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a little iffy. There was so many people with like my same record.
Mm-hmm.
But I was against Brian Sue, and he had a better record than I did. So I was like the top of the 501.
Mm-hmm. Or so you would be 5-1-0 at this point.
5-1-0. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So Hodge was telling me it was safe for me, although not safe for other 5-1-0s.
Okay. Yeah. How about that? Yeah. Brian is fearsome. He is, I would say, I would put him in my like top 8 New England players, pre-modern players. Like I would put like probably like him, Drew Lemeries, Justin, Brian Selden, Rich Shea. Like Brian just came out of nowhere. Brian Sue just came out of nowhere and then just started wrecking everybody like a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that. It's like, who is this guy? He's just, he's better than you, and that's all you need to know.
I've definitely seen his name at the top of lists that come out, and also Squeeze House of Pizza, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I love when they came out with that.
He's got cool so many. He's got so many published lists. Yeah. Let's see here. Got second in a modern 10K. He won New Hampshire Champs in 2010. Oh
wow.
Yeah. It's a really good player. Yeah. And he just plays Replenish, takes your lands and creatures away. He's good. Okay, so you ID with Brian, which I think is strategically a good choice or tactically a good choice because he's probably better than, I don't know, all except for just a couple people there. And you're locked in for top 8.
Feels good. Feels great.
Yeah, feels good. Feels good. Lasts a long time. So you top 8, and let me think. It was probably Cradle, Mox, Intuitions, and Dreadnoughts is what I think for the prizes for top 8.
Cradle is at the top, and then Sarah Sanctum.
Okay.
Third and fourth is Survival, and then 5 through 8 is Dreadnought.
Okay, cool. But you also, did we give you all a stamped top 8 card? What was it?
Stamped Curse Totem.
Hell yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Was it Visions or 6th edition?
It's the original.
Okay, cool. So black bordered. That's pretty sick. Hell yeah. So now you roll into top 8. Let me think. Were you the feature for the whatever it is, round of 8? No? Okay. So who'd you play against?
I was 7th seed and I played against Thomas.
Okay.
On
Goblin Mirror. Okay, let's see what he's up to. Pretty similar, but no goons. Got a main deck king. Oh, that's getting sided out real fast. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I like to keep in the king, but I guess it's bad into like pyrokinesis.
Yeah, it seems very bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are up against Thomas, and you defeat him. Was it close? Did you get? But you were 7th seed, so I would assume that he was 2nd seed, so you were on the draw.
Yeah, it was close. It was a long match. Like it probably took us 90 minutes.
Really?
If I had to guess. Yeah.
Wow. Any memories of it?
The edge that I had basically 2 edges. One was that he couldn't draw a basic mountain in game 2, like to save his life. So he took a lot of pain from like 3 or 4 carps. And then in game 3, I drew pyrokinesis at just the right time, so I got to hit like a siege gang and 2 other goblins.
Okay. Let me see here if there's anything too crazy out of it. This seems fairly stock for both of you. Let's see. Yeah. The only difference being.
Well, I have.
Go ahead.
Oh, I have Thomas to thank for beating the Oath decks.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So he had an Oath. Let's see here. Brian was on Oath spec. Pat S. Let's see here. Okay, he's on green white Oath Ponza. Yeah, a few Oath players. 2 top 16, 2 top 32. Okay. Oath spec, Oath Ponza again, except with Cataclysms. That's cool. And then, yeah, green red. So a spread of Oath decks, but all fairly similar. Cool. And here you are, headed to the finals against Chris Roy.
Well, I got Justin first.
Oh wait, no, hang on. Oh, you're okay. Yes. Okay, Goblin. Yes. Yep. Okay. So you got paired up against Justin Provençal. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with him?
Oh yeah. I've lost him probably like 3 or 4 times with Madness.
Yes, it would be reasonable to call him one of the best. He's certainly in the top 8. Like you. Let's see here. He got 2nd at LobsterCon, which was his first LobsterCon. And here he is playing Dreadnought with Tide sideboard.
Certainly not surprised to see him in the top 8.
Yeah, it took me a long time to like react to this very gracefully, because this is his main, and I've only seen him play other decks like a couple of times, and he also plays in my local weekly, so it's just like, dog, please can you please do something other than play 73 of your 75 that you just got 2nd place in LobsterCon with. And it's like, it's his right to play, but I'm just like, I'm just here trying to like brew funny Terraform decks, and he just like crushes me every time. I've beaten him like once or twice of like, the 12 times that we've played, but like he's very strong. Yeah.
It's funny. I don't know if it was you or somebody who said that Sly is like the cop of the format, and I think Dreadnought is, the blue and the red, right? So
yeah, it's
the other cop of the format.
Yeah, it's like, if Sly is the cops of the format, then like blue is like the DA or like the SWAT team or something like that.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I don't know. Deck's very strong, very very strong. Yeah. Okay, so you defeated Justin. Was the match good? Was it just a complete blowout? What's up?
It's a lot of fun. We were I think both kind of loopy at that point in the day, and it's like he's joking around. The judge is hanging out with us. He's like, "I want you to cut me to a turn 2 Dreadnought," and I did basically. So
yeah.
So game 1, he gets there pretty quick, and he ripped a daze off a portent too, which was just so rude.
Mm-hmm.
But I did have the lackey, and I played it into daze because that's what we do.
Sure.
But then game 2, I drew like all 4 of my red blasts. So,
okay, that'll do it. Yeah.
That'll do that. And then game 3, I had like 2 naturalize in hand.
Okay.
For the longest time, we're playing Drago.
Sure.
I did like probably 10 damage with like a single pile driver alone.
Interesting. Um, it's such a funny little dynamic, just like the two factories, that it's like to get. It's so interesting, like the factory dreadnought tide trifecta of being able to like the factories giving you such a huge amount of time to just not get like jumped by a lackey or some Savannah Lions or who knows what. Um, and then having Dreadnought be as oppressive as it is, and then you can't, but you also just can't hang out with like a bunch of naturalizes in Red Blast because then they'll just tide you and you just lose. It's a tricky conundrum. Still working on solving this one.
Well, I think Gush kind of bit him in the butt.
Okay.
On that one.
How do you figure?
He ended up. Well, it just keeps sending him back on lands, and then by the time he landed, I think it was like his second dreadnought.
Mm-hmm.
He only had one blue up, and
okay.
I was able to port him.
Yes.
And then he was kind of in a bind, and he basically just used his floating blue to vision charm.
Okay.
So I'm able to respond with naturalize.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So it's off to the finals.
Yeah.
Chris Roy. Did you know what he was on when you sat down?
The thing is, I kind of didn't. I mean, someone said he was on Tide, but in game one, he just leads on a swamp, and that was all that I saw.
And you're like, well, what the hell? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, no one said he's on blue-black Tide.
Yeah.
Not a deck that people really play.
No. I didn't look too deep into it, but I had never seen it before. I did rewatch this finals match in preparation for this interview. So you absolutely bum rushed him where he goes swamp, and then you go lackey, and then I don't know if you were on the play or he was, but it was just like lackey siege gang, and then he just like scoops it up real early.
Oh, I was absolutely on the play. And,
okay.
And he was a gentleman about it too, because I just assumed being the 7th seed that I was not going to be on the play. I was like, so you want to take the play? He's like, actually, I think you're the higher seed. I was like, really?
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay.
The judge confirmed it.
Honest guy.
Nuts.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Stand up, dude.
Yeah. So you open on Lackey Siege Gang, and then that's all she wrote. Yeah.
It's the nuts,
Yeah.
We're high rolling.
So let's see here. I'm looking through his deck. He's got some factories, some conclaves, but he's not in a good situation there because he can't. He's just got one keg and some chain of vapors. Oh, smother. Okay, so he can get out of it, but it's like largely 1-for-1, except for the keg. And you're still like, you're so spread across your mana values that you can't sweep up your whole board because you've got 0, 1, and 5. Okay, word. Okay, so game 2, I think you discovered the potency of his deck. That indeed he came prepared.
He absolutely did. Which is a great read on the room, actually. I love his list. And Engineered Plague, just being an excellent choice for a room full of goblins. Not to mention the chill. I wonder what he would say about the chill, if he'd rather have blasts after the fact, but
it seemed pretty good. Just like you having to pay, 4 or 5, 6 mana, whatever, to make a 1/1, and then still turning off, a third or half of your creatures.
Yeah, and I go back and forth, like when I'm playing blue with Madness, like, do I want 2 chills and 2 blasts, or some mix of the two, or just go all in on chill? I don't know.
Yeah. I rewatched this match, and it looks like, I think he had a smother, an early smother or something, and then just went like chill, plague. And I think you were just like, all right, like, you had to naturalize in there somewhere, but at some point it's just too much. Yeah.
And I naturalized his plague, and then he chained it in response.
Oh. And then you're like, okay, all right.
That didn't feel good. And then he smothered my Goblin King, which was like, I was hoping to save my lackey from a plague with the king, but he had the smother there too, and he had all the answers.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? against odds as insurmountable as those.
Well, and he lands tied, and like I'm gonna lose my forest. So even if I
Yeah.
draw
Sure.
Tranquil Domain,
Yeah. Oh, domain. Yeah. So game 3, for all the marbles, the whole enchilada. How was it?
Oh man, I had a tough mulligan decision on 7
Okay.
because I had only one land, but I had like 2 or 3 blasts,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a lackey.
Oh, tempting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I shipped it, and I'm glad I did. Second hand was mostly lands and a matron, so it was kind of a little easier to mulligan.
Sure.
Although against a tide deck, having a lot of lands.
Yeah.
But I figure I got to win fast, and hand 3 was it, man.
Yeah. So what happened?
I kept 5 with, I want to say, Mountain, Carp, Lackey, Pyroblast, and Ringleader.
Yes. So you let on Lackey and then Ringleader. I don't remember what you hit off the Ringleader. I guess it was something.
3 duds and 1 Goblin Goon.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how does he respond? Does he Plague, but you had Ringleader Goon, right? Is that right?
Well, the thing was, on my first draw, I ripped Rishon Import,
Okay.
which was critical.
Yeah.
So he basically sequenced his hand so that he could untap and smother in response to my port, but I'd already hit twice with the Lackey at that point.
Sure. So you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my Goon in there, and he smothered the Lackey. Yeah, the Ringleader reveal was huge because it was just, I like to flip them one at a time off the top.
Sure.
Does that.
Yeah.
That's how I like to do it. And
Yeah.
hitting it on the last one was like,
yeah.
we got there.
You got there.
And this Goon, Goon and Ringleader is like, it's like, what, 2 hits with Lackey?
Yeah.
And
so that's 18.
Is that enough? Is that 18?
Or no, that's 18, and then Goon and Ringleader would be 8.
Yeah, so 3 hits with Ringleader,
I
think, and then 2 hits with Goon.
Okay, so that's 12. Okay, yeah. Yeah, 2 with Goon is 12. 3 with Ringleader is +6, so that's 18, and then 2 with Lackey. It's 20, baby. Easy.
Yeah. Goblin Goon math for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent, man. So then you were crowned champion, and you got yourself a cradle.
It was wild, man. I really didn't expect to win this tournament. I barely ever top 8.
Yeah.
And it's a long day. Holy cow.
Sure. Yeah. It's 10 p.m. when we're done. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. I think it was 11 hours, 10 matches in 11 hours.
Yeah. That can be tough. It's a long day. So how did it feel? Do you remember the vibes at that moment? Is it just like, do you feel vindicated? Do you feel thankful? Like what's just
vindicated? Yeah, vindicated. I'm grateful. I'm like, I felt so lucky. I just I felt like that I was riding the tide, so to speak.
Sure.
Winds were in my sails, and I had a lot of fun.
Cool.
I played against a lot of really cool opponents on really cool decks.
You did not have an easy bracket. Like it was like you played against some like very good players very early, and then that's I don't envy the situation you were in.
I'm actually grateful for that though, because that's how I got to draw in.
Sure. Yeah.
My OMW was high enough, and it's fun, Magic it's just. You gotta be sharp, but like you have to get lucky,
Yeah, sure.
And I remember Javi had on all his Exalted Angels, it says like lucky is greater than good.
Yeah.
A little math equation on the top.
Sure.
In on there.
Yeah. He's fun. I like him. Yeah. Cool. So here you are. You are the reigning autumn champion with the Goblins. I have just a few more questions for you. Are there
Sure.
any? What do you hope to see out of local pre-modern in the future? Like, do you want to see beer at events? Do you want to see a smoking room? Do you want to see players get buys? Do you want to see Swiss plus a few more rounds so you really duel it out? Like, what do you want to see in the future?
You know, with the regional in particular, it was, you know, maybe even just a 15-minute break or something where I could
Okay.
eat some food,
Yeah.
socialize a little bit. All my games went to game 3,
Sure.
and I barely had time to.
And you're not.
I'm gonna learn from that. I'm gonna bring a sandwich or something. I'm gonna pack
Yeah.
more food.
Yeah. And you're not dicking around either. You're not like playing Tide or like trying to, I don't know, deck people out or whatever. You're
Billy, I was on so much adrenaline, man. I barely slept like the next 3 days. Like it took me some time to like come back down to
sure.
baseline.
Yeah. But you were like actively trying to close out games. I'll pass that along. Pass that along because you were playing honest Magic, swinging with creatures, trying to get finished games. You know, so
It's part of the reason I went to play more red decks because I don't think I'm a very fast player. I'm working on it, but again,
sure.
like I'm new to the game and to the format, so
Mhm.
I'm trying. You know, it comes up, you know, slow play, like you know, and I get it because I get both sides of it. I mean, you know, especially when I'm fresh in the beginning of the day, I can just boom, 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 and make all my decisions. But
Sure.
later in the day, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, Hodge bought me a timer, I think. So.
Oh, I wouldn't describe myself as particularly fast. I do um I do occasionally ask my opponents to scoop after a while, or I just go like, it's like, hey, only gonna ask you once. Please don't take offense, but I believe I have this locked up. Would you please scoop to me so we can advance the match? And then sometimes they like, just to like put it in their head. I don't know if that's. I think that only works if everybody's super polite and super honest about it. Because a person could be holding like 6 basic lands and be like, "Oh, you're cooked," and it's like that has the potential for abuse or deceit.
Yeah, I thought about doing that one time where my opponent was like tanking a lot with his survival decisions, and I think as a survival player, sometimes you expect there to be some kind of an answer that you have in your deck somewhere. You just have to look hard enough.
Sure. Yeah. Just keep flicking through it over and over again. The answer's gonna show up. As maybe it's in your sideboard, bro. Cool. Next question. What is your favorite MF Doom song?
Oh, rhymes like dimes.
Oh, that's an excellent song. That's an excellent song. Listeners, you can't see, but I have caught John in his MF Doom fit. Oh man, Rhymes Like Dimes is a good one. I liked what am I thinking of? The Aqua Teen.
Rap Snitch Knishes.
Oh yes. Oh, Rap Snitch Knishes that's so funny. It's such an incredibly funny song. Like telling all their business. Oh, it's just like him just like making fun of like dog. Like don't put it in a song. What are you doing? Like you wanna put the clout, you wanna put the gnarly shit in a song so people think you're hard, and then you just go to jail. Like what the hell is wrong with you?
They'll be their own star witness.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh man. Rest in peace, MF Doom.
R.I.P. Man.
Yeah. What else do you listen to? You mess with music? I mean, you got the hoodie,
A lot
so
of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've played guitar for many years, and I got into jazz when I was in high school, and so I played in a jazz band throughout college too.
Sure.
So that I'm not as sharp as I used to be, but I used to go to jams and stuff and do all that. And then I had a really fun band with these two girls out of Minnesota that used to sing and harmonize together, and I just played acoustic, and we were called Pond Scum, and we'd play like all these sort of like indie folk covers.
Sure, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mess too much with indie folk. I like had like an Iron and Wine phase in like 2009, kind of like everybody else did. But and like, yeah, what's that song? Skinny Love. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, cool. So I don't mess with jazz that much though. I like, somebody told me to listen to Miles Davis Bitches Brew, and then
Not the most accessible jazz album.
okay, so they were trying to level me. Okay. What's
I don't know. I mean, it's famously really great, but it's sort of not the entryway, I would say, into jazz. It's like if you're deep into it, you're gonna love it. But
yeah. So I guess my question is, if you were to recommend to our dear listeners like a solid, like, okay, like this is what it's all about. It's accessible. It does a couple tricks that you can appreciate, but what's a really good entry into jazz?
I'll give you two.
Okay.
Just because they're different sort of vibes, right? So Charles Mingus,
Okay, Mingus. I'm writing this down. Mingus.
Because this one's upbeat, man. It's just like punchy and fun, and Charles Mingus just has like, it's like dripping with soul, the guy.
Okay.
Man, and he's so good. And he was a composer. He played bass, played piano too. Just fantastic all around, Charles Mingus. And then the other one I would give you is it's piano jazz. It's a trio, so it's a little more dialed back.
Yeah.
Some people criticize it because there's like bass solos and they don't like upright bass solos, but I think Scott LaFaro is fantastic. So Bill Evans Trio, Sunday at the Village Vanguard.
Okay. Hell yeah.
It's beautiful. I've listened to it, hundreds of times.
I don't know anything about jazz. Hang on. There was one. What's jazz EP? I'm looking for one particular. Fuck, I can't remember it, but there was a hip hop album called the Polish Jazz EP, and it was just this dude in Europe found all these old like Soviet era jazz albums and turned it into a hip hop album, and they're all like, nothing was under copyright, like all these bands had been gone forever. I'd have to think about it. I'll put it in the show notes if I can remember it. But yeah, man, I think that. I have one more question for you before we wrap up. So,
can I say one thing first?
Yes.
Just a PSA to your listeners who are interested in MF Doom, and maybe to you as well, because I just found this out. But that album we were talking about, Food with Rapsnitch Kanishas,
yeah,
the last track on that album, if you listen to it on Spotify, is different. It's not the original track. So I think it's called Cookies.
Yeah,
and they cut it because it was sampled like Sesame Street, and they couldn't clear the samples.
Wow.
So if you ever listen to that album, and which happened to me recently, I was like, this track doesn't sound right. Go to YouTube, you can find the original version.
Sure. Better. This is you. This is because you've like, I see you becoming like more like perked up and like animated here on this video now that we're talking about music. So you seem very impassioned, and I trust you that this is true. It's so esoteric. And it's so like in the weeds. Like, no, you got to listen to this version versus that version.
Well, you brought up MF Doom, and it was like the most recent thing that happened to me. And I get upset about that kind of stuff. Like,
sure.
who's out here censoring MF Doom, man? If he wants to sample Sesame Street, and especially the song is about cookies. Like, you got to put a little Cookie Monster sample in there, I think.
Hell yeah, absolutely
right.
So the last question is. You may recall that I asked you on behalf of Hobby Lugo about the mechanics of drawing your opening 7. The question chain continues. What question would you like me to ask of the next guest? Could be magic related, perhaps not.
I had a magic related one, but now that we've been talking about music, I want an album recommendation.
Okay.
That's what I want.
An album, you can do you want to expand maybe several albums or a justification why?
It could be 3, like your top 3 or something. And I just like, I'm really interested in albums that are just bangers, like start to finish. Like if
Sure.
you ever listen to an album, I see the album as the thing, not just a song. So
sure,
an album.
I'm of the same
start to finish. That's what
I'm of the same demeanor that the assembly of songs into an album. That you may actually have better songs, but the flow and building a cohesive work of art. Like to me, a song is a chapter. I don't read books by the chapter. I read the books cover to cover. That would be true if I didn't look at my fucking phone so much. I haven't read a book in fucking 10 years. But albums, the assemblage of songs into an album is a key skill. And okay, I'll ask that. 3, maybe, do you want their favorite albums or like thought provoking, justification?
Anything, if it's something it was meaningful to them, maybe, it just like fit at a certain time of their life and just stuck with them. Something they played 100 times on repeat kind of thing.
Okay, personally meaningful albums. That's a good question. 3 personally meaningful albums. I think that's going to make for a very good section. Yeah. Or we're going to get somebody who's like, nah, man, I drive in silence. I don't listen to anything. Like some ghoul.
Oh, I respect, I guess, for that. Like,
yeah.
You got that zen.
Jonathan, thank you so much for coming on to Hardcast. Congratulations on your victory. I'm proud of you and your brace of goons. You've been a wonderful guest. I'm happy that you have a cradle. I hope you either play it or sell it for a lot of money. Congratulations, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much, Billy. I want to shout out real quick.
Oh, please do. Please do.
And Sonny from New York, these and Phil, the Zoo Crew. These guys have been longtime Goblin Goon truthers, I guess, if you will. they've really embraced me and are grateful for my success. I'm feeling the love, and I just want to send it back.
Okay, Goon truthers.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, that wraps it up. Thank you. Good night. Cheers. Best wishes. Bye. All right, gang. As promised, here's some listener mail.
Hey guys, if you keep giving us like good life advice and stuff, we're gonna stop being salty pieces of shit, and I'm not here for that. Gotta work on that.
Carl, let me tell you, I had to take a break from playing my local, from Wild Spec, all at different times. I've taken some breaks before. Ain't nothing like it. You take a break, then all of a sudden you open TC Decks, MTG Top 8, find something inspiring. And, ever since then, I've really been enjoying the format. That all being said, I've had to bring some tissues to the local before. So I feel you, but I'm on the other side of things now. I hope, I aspire, but, things can always get worse, and I'm certain they will. Next up, Connor.
Heyo, this is Connor Haley, longtime listener, first-time caller. Just want to say 2 quick points. One, I want to give a shout-out to our boy Nick Pinn, who has been a long-time staunch member of our Cube group, and he's the one who convinced all of us to start playing pre-modern, playing in between rounds of our Cuban, and now a bunch of us just love rolling up to pre-modern tournaments, and we got some of us top 8ing and doing real well, so just want to give a shout out to him to say thank you for introducing our group to this new sick constructed format. Second point, just want to give a follow-up to the Ghibli discussion from a couple episodes ago. The discussion about the best Ghibli movie is pretty much a moot point because the one true answer is Castle in the Sky, and no other answers are correct. No one fucks with the Laputa crew because they have a doomsday weapon pointed down. So watch yourselves. The one true debate about Ghibli movies is this: they have some of the most impeccably animated food in all of animated movies you've ever seen. So which Ghibli dish would you want to tuck into the most? Mine personally is the Kiki's Delivery Service herring and pumpkin pot pie, if I remember correctly. That's all. Signing off. Catch you guys later. Bye.
Thanks for the call, Connor. That is a very thoughtful question. I suppose my answer is kind of twofold. For the Studio Ghibli meal that seems most scrumptious, my first pick would be from Spirited Away. Whatever the food was that turned her parents into swine. Um, I don't know. I don't know if they sensed something was wrong, but they kept eating. And I would like to eat a meal so scrumptious. My second answer would be from The Cat Returns. So you will recall that there was a talking cat who remembered when the lead protagonist gave her some fish crackers. And it was like, like 15 years later or something when the young woman was in high school. And that cat still remembered those fish crackers. So I have never had fish crackers, but I hope that if I do, they would be fish crackers that I would remember for 15 years and would be willing to, follow up to a stranger to remind them of how good they were. Thanks for the call. Next up, Brett, aka Gibson Junkie.
Good morning, Duress Crew. It's a Wednesday, a week out from pre-modern, and it's your friend Brett, aka Gibson Junkie, calling in from Kansas. Just want to say I love what y'all are doing with the pod. It's good shit, and I think that it's high time that people recognize and respect the Tireless Tribe. We're not as secretive or dedicated as the Feb Cabal, but I would argue that we're more fun. So that's important. Anyway, see y'all next week. Peace.
Thanks for the call, Brett. Tribe is cool. I think that there's this ever-present gambit of the about face kill on turn 2. Love to see it. I like that it's like a pretty mid card and it's pretty all in, but the haunting specter, the miasma of getting blown out, it's just so threatening. And I'm glad that y'all all have that. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. It's off meta, and love to see creative decks. They keep on going weird directions. Listeners may not know this, but the more scholarly among us would know that quiet speculation was not properly respected until the tribe players truly examined all angles, culminating in a LobsterCon top 16 finish by Javier Lugo. Next up, Brett Spinelli.
Hey dudes, this is your number one Hardcast fanboy, and don't forget, honorary guest member, episode 4.3. I just want to express my sincere gratitude to all of the Duress crew. They always let me tag along and give me a place to crash and help me out with accommodations and whatnot. And most especially for all your hard work this year organizing LobsterCon. I'm sure it hasn't been easy, but I'm fucking stoked, and thank God someone's doing it. So you guys are fucking pillars of the community, and I can't wait to see y'all fucking jam. Hell yeah.
Thanks, Brett. I'm touched. You left us this voicemail a while ago. I've seen you since you left it, and I will. I've a fond memory of being frustrated at 1 a.m. against an absolute foghorn who will remain unnamed, who was our roommate. But that's okay. We forgive, we forget, and we plug our ears with whatever materials are on hand. Hope to see you again, buddy. Hey, it's Carl again.
Fucking technology, guys. Jesus Christ. This Carl, this is the third message I've left. The first 2 times I didn't have my mic set correctly. So computers are hard, but not as hard as the Hardcast. Hardcast fucking awesome. You guys did a great job with your episode. Love seeing you in New York. Love the State of the Union. Some good news to look forward to. Unfortunately, I don't think I have the wife credit for the regional, but I'm going to try and put on the charm. And if anybody has suggestions on how I can get that wife credit, hit me up. I'm sure it'll be wholesome and great. Catch you guys later. Bye.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate your dedicated correspondence, Carl. You are not a Binghamton boy, you are a Binghamton man. Now we have Oleg.
Hi. Oh my god. Interesting application. Wow. I'm from Russia. I love your content. Your quality of streams are just motherfucking fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Very, very good. Thank you, by the way. Great videos, great community. Everything is great, guys.
Well, thanks, Oleg. Our show.
Good evening, Duress Crew. It's Ryan Marvin, formerly Impulse Crew, now technically Order of the Sacred Torch. Hope y'all are doing well. Right now, I'm on a walk. I just finished up episode, I think it was episode 12. Yeah, great episode. Looking forward to getting some pre-modern in. Right now, I'm in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. I'm on a mental health vacation / treatment. Doing really well. I spent about a month in California. Now I'm here for probably a month, 2 months. So just I heard Carl's voicemail at the end of the episode, so I figured I would call in. Yeah, looking forward to seeing y'all again sometime soon. I brought a few decks with me. Hopefully I can find a pre-modern scene out here in Pennsylvania. Other than that, I hope everyone is doing well. It looks like the regional went very well, so congrats on that. And look forward to the next one. See you later, guys.
See you soon, Ryan Marvin. I'm glad that we were able to provide you some sort of entertainment while you're out in King of Prussia. We drive through Pennsylvania every year on our way to Eternal Weekend, and it is a hell of a drive. And there are some amazing parts of Pennsylvania, notably Pittsburgh, notably Philadelphia. But some of those parts in the middle, they're for people who prefer space and peace and quiet. So I hope you're enjoying yourself out there. I hope it's productive. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for listening. To the rest of you who didn't call in, feel free. I'm going to put a link in the show notes. You can leave us a shitty voicemail. You can make fun of us. We'll play them. In some cases, we will play them months late because some of these are like immediately after LobsterCon, but we'll get around to it. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed corresponding with us. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.